We mostly spend time at like 8,000 feet or 10,000 feet, where it's pretty much like us and two moose and our dogs. As much as I love adventuring, I also want to feel homey.
We love being able to pop up in the national forest and bake bread and cookies and all that kind of good stuff.
My name is Shannon and
this is Nick, and we travel the United States in our 2021 ProMaster.
Come on inside. Hey, welcome to the van. We are in my office. When you run a business out of your van, an office is a really important thing. So most important and the biggest thing I cared about while Nick was designing the van was actually my swivel desk. And we don't have the desk on right now, but essentially it lets me either sit here and have my little workstation, which is where I work when we're driving. Dramamine is your friend if you need to work while you're driving, or I sit in that chair over there. When I take my meetings with my clients, I'm typically like right here. And so they're seeing this great artwork and this stuff that does not look like the inside of a van. So most of my clients don't even know that I'm mobile, which is pretty cool. When your whole business is your internet, you need backup. So we use the T-Mobile hotspot. That runs $60 a month and it works pretty well. You can do most of what you need to do, like streaming video and meetings and programs, stuff like that. It's a little more spotty. What we use and rely on the most heavily is Starlink. Starlink is the way. As far as like office storage, digital businesses are great because you typically don't need a lot of storage to begin with, but we typically have all our computers right here. And then all of my work papers and notes and things like that up top. And then all this is just like my fun, good smelly stuff, essentially. Up top is mostly like makeup and makeup-y things. And then when you have 3 dogs in a van, you definitely want the good smelly stuff. So we normally have sage, Palo Alto, and candles and all that. Dogs are great, but they, 3 dogs in a van. My favorite thing about this area is that as much as I love adventuring, I also want to feel homey. And this is like my spot to feel homey. It's where I write, it's where I work, it's where I draw. So this is like my little cozy spot.
Hey, we're in our kitchen here, our 2021 ProMaster van here. Down here we have a 5 cubic foot fridge, super efficient, uses very low power for us. We have a full stove, oven, 3 burner cooktop, propane fueled, obviously. It is a great tool to have in a van. We love being able to pop up in the national forest and bake bread and cookies and all that kind of good stuff. I was a chef for 13 years, so cooking and having good food while we're traveling is very important to us and our family while we're out and about. That's why we added so much extra counter space. We got this flip up here so that we can actually like entertain in our van if we want and have enough room to prepare everything we want to. This is I believe it's a 14 by 16 inch and about 12 inch deep sink. We love being able to actually put our pots and everything down inside of it so that we can actually wash everything efficiently. And then down below the sink, we keep our 4-gallon hot water heater that we use when we're plugged into shore power. So this is a custom built spice rack that we built. I love cooking, so I love to have a nice assortment of spices and herbs and everything to work with. This little corner here ended up more working sometimes as like a personal care center where we keep our deodorants and things like that for easy access. You kind of modify everything. Sometimes you take a measuring cup and you make it your holder for your measuring spoons and your toothpaste, I mean, storage in the kitchen works pretty nice. We got this big pantry drawer here. We really love the capacity of it is huge. We have some nice storage cabinets up top here that Living in Advance help us build out. Down here we have our storage cabinet drawer. Also acts as a step up for our pups. We also have a junk drawer. Every house has got to have a junk drawer.
Van life was plan like F or G or M or something really not the first plan. It's something that I've dreamed about since high school, but it wasn't something that I ever thought it would fit in my life. And the short of it is we were working on a project that was going to be amazing. It was going to be a regional soil health hub that really helped farmers get access to local biomes, compost, that kind of thing. And it did not go as planned. So our saving grace was selling our house and living in our van instead of living with our parents. So
that inspired tiny house living.
And also, if you're trying to find a place to live with 3 dogs, like apartment-wise, it's not an easy thing. Especially one of our dogs has a little bit of pit in her, which makes it really hard. So this was the best quality of life we could give to our dogs, given our plans did not go as hoped. And so they're mostly like in the woods or in the mountains or on the beach. We really don't spend a ton of time in urban areas. We mostly spend time at like 8,000 feet or 10,000 feet, where it's pretty much like us and 2 moose and our dogs. We are in the bathroom / foyer / also sometimes I do yoga in the hallway. So it is a multi-purpose area. Bonus, if you really need to, you can be in the shower and grab something out of the kitchen at the same time. You know, it's all about perspective. So what was important to us is that we could bathe when we were out in the wilderness. The hot water heater runs when we are plugged in, but it takes a lot of power and it actually kind of overwhelms our inverter. So we don't use our hot water heater when we're out and about. We are very familiar with cold showers, and they are wonderful when you're in the middle of nowhere. Another thing that Nick and his dad came up with during the build is these plexiglass walls. I love it because the first time we built, we actually had a tall cabinet here because I was convinced I needed to hang clothes, which is not true. I just thought it was true. But having a full structure right here ended up making it feel really tight. So having this works great. We use a dump toilet. Most people that I see on YouTube or wherever, a lot of people just use it minimally. We go into the woods for 2 weeks at a time. That's the goal. And so we use it for everything. You definitely need to clean it, I would say once every 5 or 6 days. If you must, you can stretch it to 7 or 8, but you're just gonna, you know, it's not gonna be great. This is our bedroom, and we kind of divvied up the space with all of Nick's clothes in these 2, and even though it looks disorganized, there's you know, logic to the chaos. He picked up these like storage bags at a boating store, and we've tried a ton of different things, but these actually end up working the best. And then I can't live without my books, so I have a lot of books. And then I have crammed as much as I can into one clothes bin for myself. And then normally I end up with 2 or 3 of these bags, kind of like using as pillows against the wall. Shout out to Brandon from Living in Advance. Brandon helped us build these cabinets when it was like an empty shell almost. He is awesome. So he and Nick helped us build these cabinets. And then Nick came up with the idea of actually putting a shelf on the back. And we have power outlets on both sides. We have a queen bed. I recommend the green tea mattress. We actually like the green tea mattress better than the mattress we used to have in our old house. I will say a lot of people want windows, and they get lots of windows all over, and more power to them, but I'm not a window person. I like having the walls, especially if you're in the city. Like, no matter what's going on, you have this like cozy, secure turtle shell feeling.
My primary source of income right now is working with farms and cannabis farmers all over the United States, working on teaching them how to maintain the health of their soil. Yeah, I mean, that's my main thing. I also help Shannon with her bookkeeping business whenever I have downtime.
So I run a company called Booksy Financial Group, and Booksy exists to support business owners and nonprofits that are seeking to drive positive change. I'm good at spreadsheets and numbers and systems and reporting and making all the stuff that overwhelms a lot of people approachable and usable. If you're thinking about this lifestyle and you're a digital nomad, I will say the biggest challenge for me professionally has been figuring out how to push my business and put in like 40 to 50 hour weeks consistently. And also, like, I'll be in a national park and I'm working, and part of that sucks because I feel like I should be off playing. But part of it is like, okay, well, I can take a 3 hour break, a 3 hour lunch break, and go on a hike. And so I feel like it's allowed me to push harder because when I take my lunch break or whatever, it's like I'm somewhere amazing instead of an urban corridor. So yes, you can work full time in van life, but it is definitely easier if you have somebody that handles logistics. And major shout out to Nick. Nick handles all the logistics. I pretty much I work and I write, and he does everything else. He cooks, does all grocery shopping, takes care of the water and the dump stations, finding where we're gonna stay. I pretty much like point a direction and he makes it happen. So I think it would be challenging it can be done with one person, but it's definitely a lot of logistics. It's like, that's your new part-time job, is you're an ops manager, so.
We're looking at our garage of our van here. We love utilizing this great product by Bugwall. We got them on our back doors and on our side doors. In the back of the garage, we have 600 amp hours of Renogy lithium batteries. We also have a 40-gallon freshwater tank. In the middle here is our extra storage, where it usually ends up catching our hoses, our electrical cords, our satellite dish, all that kind of stuff while we're traveling. We also carry a 2-chair sky chair setup that plugs into the hitch that we can hang out in the chairs on the back. Down here is also where we keep our propane tank. We do have an outdoor shower here in the back also. A lot of people are concerned with pets and animals and things like that. We do use a Govee hygrometer thermometer system that runs off of our Wi-Fi that will notify us anytime the van gets above a certain temperature, so that we know to come back to the van and check on the animals. Up top, we got 550 watts of solar panels. We've got an Dometic RTX 2000 air conditioner that runs off the 12-volt power system. And then we have a set of Trax boards up top. Everything is riding up there on a Unaka rack. So our power, typically, if we're in a sunny spot where we don't need air conditioner, we can kind of go indefinitely on our power system. We try to have a good rule of thumb where if it's dark, we're trying not to work anymore, and we're trying to like chill out and enjoy time with each other.
How long are we gonna do van life? I feels gut instinct like 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah, I mean, we really love it. Every time we start thinking about transitioning away from it, we're like, it sounds kind of boring.
I think like what is most appealing to us as far as transition out of van life is actually getting a piece of property and really starting to develop the land, not in terms of like structures, but in terms of earthworks and making sure the land holds onto the water and planting native plants and doing soil health focused work. And really getting land really healthy. And we've looked at a bunch of earth bag structures because you can build an earth bag house for $5,000. And so yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah, I think that we would probably always keep some sort of our life component of our life mobile now, no matter what. Yeah, I mean, you can support us by checking us out on Instagram at Space Wolf in the Rhizosphere. My farm page is at Hugolrado Farms, which is a play on Hugo culture in Colorado.
You can find me at bookseefinancial.com. That's BOOKSEE financial.com. We really don't have a huge social media presence. It's kind of overwhelming to think about also launching content while doing everything we're doing. But we do have Instagrams and businesses. So, and we'll be at Myceliate volunteering because Myceliate is awesome.
Thanks for taking a tour of our van. Remember to be kind to your soil and be kind to other humans on this planet. And,
yes.
we're all in this together. Much love, everybody.